Hey guys, welcome to another Sunday pep talk. It's a little something to get you going as you start the week ahead or to pump you up wherever today's conversation finds you. This week, I wanted to talk about ambition. If you're the kind of person who wants to grow, if you're the kind of person who dreams bigger than your circumstances, who's working on something or building something or becoming something, this is the community for you. Around here, we don't shrink ourselves. We don't apologize for having goals, and we definitely don't pretend that we're fine with just getting by. This is a community where we know that there is something more in us, that we have potential, that we are trying to live into. And I don't think that ambition is something to be ashamed of. It's not a dirty word. It's a compass. So if no one's told you lately, you're allowed to be ambitious. You're allowed to want more. More impact, more joy, more peace, more time, more you. Whatever your version of more is, it's not selfish, it's not aggressive, it's not too much. Ambition is a signal that something powerful lives inside of you, and it's asking you to pay attention. I know that the word makes some people uncomfortable. I know it makes some people squirm, particularly if you're a woman. We have been conditioned to think that ambition is reserved for boardrooms or Wall Street or people who work 80-hour weeks. We've been told that we should be grateful for what we have, that we should stay in our lane, and that we should practice being humble and having humility. But let me be really clear. You can be wildly grateful for the life that you have and still want more from it. That's not a contradiction. That's an evolution. And ambition, it doesn't just mean money or career. Ambition can show up in all kinds of ways. You can have the ambition to want to be a more present parent, the ambition to want to run a 10K or get out of debt or learn Italian or write a book or finally heal from trauma. You can have the ambition to build a life that feels more like you. Ambition is simply the voice inside that whispers, there's more in you. And the root word for ambition comes from the Latin word ambire, which means to go about. It literally means to do something. It comes from this idea that you would actually work to make something happen in your life. And eventually that idea to go about was adopted into English and French to mean the desire for honor or power. And I can understand how that would also be tarnished and tainted and made wrong, but at the most basic level, why wouldn't you want to go about doing things that bring you honor or that bring you power, which I know can seem like such a dirty and scary word, but power is only bad when it's used for bad means. When you have power, you have agency over your life. You're able to help your community. You're able to help your family. When you have power, you're able to do things in a more impactful way. And as much as that word can be twisted and changed, at its core, it's not something ugly and wrong. Ambition only becomes toxic when someone makes it that way. And I know you guys, I know this community, you are not out here using your ambition to become an evil overlord. Most people in this community are using their ambition to try and make a better life for their kids. They're trying to make a better life for their family. They're trying to grow into the woman of their dreams, right? We got to embrace that ambition because that's the gumption that made us move in the first place. The goals that you have, they are so crucial. Goals give you direction. Without goals, you drift. The Bible says, without vision, the people perish. Goals are what give you clarity. They give you structure. They help you to build momentum. And here is the magic that most people don't understand. You don't become who you're meant to be because you hit the goal. You become that person on the way to the goal. When you set a goal, any goal, it invites you to become a stronger version of yourself. The version of you who shows up, the version who keeps promises, the version who chooses growth over comfort. Even if you don't hit the goal exactly how you planned, you still win in this scenario because you've become someone who moves, someone who tries, someone who believes in themselves. But let's be real. Let's talk about the guilt. Let's talk about the way we are taught to shrink our ambition so we don't make other people uncomfortable. Let's talk about the times we've downplayed our dreams, made ourselves smaller or quieter or more agreeable. You were not made to be a watered down version of yourself. You were not meant to coast through life playing small so that nobody thinks you're too much. Your dreams are not a threat. They are a blueprint, a roadmap to becoming who you were created to be. So stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop waiting for permission to go after it. Stop editing yourself down to make other people feel better. And by the way, your goals don't have to be huge to matter. You don't need a 5-year plan. You don't need $1 million dream. Sometimes ambition shows up in the smallest, most beautiful ways. Small goals are ambition. Little shifts are self-leadership. It doesn't matter how big it is. It matters that it means something to you. So here's what I want to leave you with. Ambition is not a dirty word. It's a light. It's a guide. It's a sacred fire. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to tone it down. You just have to listen to it. Write down the goal. Speak it out loud. Take one step toward it today. And keep going. Not because you're trying to prove anything to the world, but because you are worth the pursuit.